Yo.
What is goody, gang? Wait. Welcome back to your uncle's. Hey, Chibai.
Alright, so today we got someone special, yeah?
Yeah. So our guest, his name starts with Os. Can you guys guess?
Ostrich.
No. What's your guess?
My guess, ostrich farm.
You just said ostrich.
No, I say farm. Ostrich farm.
Okay.
So this.
Anyways, we have a very upcoming football youngster playing in Perak FC. We have Oswyn
What's up, boys? Thanks for having me, man. It's a pleasure.
No worries, bro. It's our pleasure to have you here.
Are we gonna do the intro again with Oswyn?
Hmm?
Are we gonna do the intro again with Oswyn?
Why?
Oh.
Okay, so I'll just give a brief introduction of Oswyn. He's a Malaysian footballer. He just recently signed with a professional football team in Malaysia. His first ever pro contract, right?
Yeah.
Amazing. And he just recently scored his first goal for the club.
Ooh, a spicy header.
Yes, sir.
If you guys haven't seen it, just right here.
He's just adding work for Ian.
Yeah. You better edit, you know.
Hey, can you use the Perak video?
Which Perak video?
Your goal.
Your goal.
Can.
Oh,
No.
Okay.
Anything for you guys, can, bro.
yeah.
For the uncle's podcast.
And I also like to add that Oswyn recently went to Mongolia for a Malaysian U19 tournament,
Mm-hmm.
which is a bigger accomplishment than having a pro contract, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, you represented us, the Malaysians.
But not these two, though.
Yeah, not me also.
Eh?
It's only you.
Oh, it's okay, man. It's okay, bro.
Hey, I also. I'm Malaysian. I got a Malaysian passport.
Okay.
Okay, so let's just transition into our first topic. Oh, my first question for Oswyn.
Yeah.
Right. So, do you feel the difference between playing for a senior team and a youth team? And if you do, then what's the difference?
Difference is... No shit, they're older, right?
Yeah.
Okay, no, I'm just kidding. The difference is, I mean, of course, you guys will know experience lah. Like they play at a higher level
Yeah.
compared to youth level. So youth level, you see a lot of teams, they don't play like build-up football. So you see like senior football is mostly like they play from the keeper and then they build up. It's very structured. Whereas in youth games, I think one of the things that the coaches tell them is like play it safe, so they don't take risks. So every time, let's say there's a pressure, players tend to kick the ball like just far away. Like we call it like we just like call it clear, or there's a word called pam. So in Malay we call it pam, means you just play the ball long, like just launch it far.
Then, do you think, was it hard to transition from that pumping style of football to build up football?
My team, when I was before Perak, I played with PJCT, the U19. I would say we won't play palm, BR football, but like obviously the things that I had to adapt was, of course, staying away from your family and friends. That's first.
Yeah, that's true.
But I think I'll be settling in quite well. But thanks for all your support as well, man.
No
You know,
problem.
of
So,
course.
this past month you've been in Perak, lah.
Yeah, basically this whole December, I would say.
So how was it like? Like, was it like? Did you adapt well? Was it any difference?
To be fair, I would say I adapt pretty well compared to I thought I would do. No, I will. I mean, I know a few people there already.
Yeah.
Like before this, they were my friends. So obviously that made things a lot easier off the field. I guess for me, the hard part wasn't the training part. For me, it's like what you're gonna do for, those long hours. You know, yourself in the room.
Yeah.
You know, you're not occupied by anything, right?
Now
Oh, yeah.
you're living alone, right?
I mean, I'm sharing an apartment with two other
Oh.
housemate, my teammates lah. So, not too bad.
How's it with the teammates, your roommates?
I mean, they're all pretty nice guys.
Mm.
Everyone's really friendly. You know, it's good to know them. You know how they're like on and off the pitch.
Yeah,
Okay, so
Yeah.
like living in the same place, okay
Yeah.
You know, sometimes like got toilet problem. Like some people like some people want like, oh, can you sit down and pee? But some people just stand and pee. Like my family is like everyone sit down and pee lah. So
So, but I mean, if I stand and pee, so they would know, right?
yeah.
Because
True,
tomorrow will
true.
come into the toilet. Yeah, but
Hey,
yeah.
do you think football players have like better aim?
Why?
Like when they pee?
Why football?
You know,
Because they have to they shoot what?
Every sport got shooting involved. No?
Or do you think athletes pee better?
Honestly, no.
What do you think, bro?
what kind of question is that?
Before you were a footballer versus now, did you
One
pee?
thing I can say athletes are good at is you have good fitness lah.
Okay. Oh.
I'm just saying like all athletes, you know. Yeah.
You know how to you know how to
But
hold
pee,
your
I don't know. Aiming, all I don't know lah. I'm not sure. But to answer your question, I would say yes.
Hey, why this podcast so obsessed with pee, Anna?
bro. That's true.
You
Since the
are-
first episode.
It wasn't me. You shit your pants, bro. Shut up.
I think archery has the best
Can we
aiming.
move on from peeing?
Alright, next.
Wait. My question is, like, based on your last few episodes, so who actually shite in their pants?
Me and Ricky.
I mean,
only.
everyone lah.
No,
No, no, no. I pee in my pants.
Kevin Millen P.
Wait, you have never shite in your pants before? In
I
your whole
have, but I just never said it in the
Oh.
podcast.
Bro, come on, bro. You gotta be.
I know, right?
The people want to know how you're like, you know.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It wasn't that embarrassing.
Move on, bro. Move on from
Yeah,
the
let's
P.
move on from the whole toilet business. You guys.
My question?
Yeah.
Alright. My question is, how does it feel like living without your parents and your friends, like away from them? And then you're also not going to school, right? You transition to online virtual classes.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. Like, do you miss anything particularly?
I mean, of course lah. Of course you miss.
Like, what do
I
you
mean,
miss?
like before this, like if you see this whole year is more like I go to college and then you go to training. So at college you're always spending a lot of time with your friends. But now it's like you kind of start your own career. You know your friends are in school. You know your friends are like so-called having fun. Not say having
Socializing,
fun, but it's socializing.
Yeah.
Yeah, social life, right? Obviously you're gonna miss out, but then like I said before, I think it's the sacrifices that you have to take lah. And I mean, like I told you guys right now, I would say I pretty adapt to it pretty well. So yeah, and I think one good thing about it is that if I'm staying away from KL and all of my friends here, not to say that it's not a good thing, obviously, but like there's no distractions. That's the thing. That's so key.
That's true.
Like that's really important for me. Like you got no distractions, so all you do is just focus football, focus on your craft, and then and then when you come back to KL during the off days, that's where you really relax to yourself, take things off your mind, and just spend time with family and friends.
Now is your
Then-
off season.
No. Now it's just
Pre-season,
like a 3 days off for
Ah.
Christmas. Yeah.
3 days only.
3-4 days lah.
Then like when you look at social media, you see your friends like hanging out, like okay.
Okay lah. I mean, we always like, I always keep my real circle tight.
Mm.
So it's like, kind of like you have to block out some of the other stuff. So that we keep your real circle tight. That's the most. So for me, it's like not big deal, you know.
Yeah.
So I don't really feel like I'm missing out anything.
Okay then.
Yeah, but to be fair, this year, one of the hardest thing for me was to balance out football, school, and social life. But I think I'm slowly like, learning how to, adjust, kind of like balance out everything.
Yeah. Ricky, your question.
God, bro. So right, The pro training and youth training, is it so much difference?
Right now, I think a lot of difference.
A lot.
The demand is so high. I think
Oh.
mainly also because of my coach. He was the national coach and all, and he was in
Oh.
Bayern Munich as well.
Ah.
He was the assistant coach for Bayern Munich U under 19.
Dang.
So, some of the players that he trained that played in the World Cup includes Thomas Muller
Ha.
Wow.
and
Damn.
Toni Kroos
Oh
Wow.
my
Really?
god.
and David Alaba.
Damn. Oh my
So
god.
3 of these players was in Bayern Munich U19. My coach was the assistant coach. So
Damn.
and then obviously I saw a clip of Thomas Muller talking about my coach, like my current Perak coach.
Mm.
He said that he was the first coach that taught him how to do it, like running behind the defenders or something like that.
Wow.
Damn.
Like a trade attacking style
Yeah,
or something
yeah.
like that. So
Where's your coach from?
I mean he's Malaysian.
Oh.
He's fully Malaysian, but he coached in Bayern quite a while. He was in Germany for a very, very long time.
Damn.
So then obviously Germany, they are like the football powerhouse, right?
Mm.
Yeah.
World champions 2014.
Were.
Were okay, were.
Not anymore.
Okay, but so obviously he implement a lot of the German culture in the dressing room, those type of things like the meetings and all. Like he's trying to transform. It's like his whole new project. So the training is really tough. Obviously the players, including myself, I find it a bit hard to adapt to his style,
Oh.
like his tactical side, how he wants us to press and all that. But slowly getting there, and I think it's a good thing for us, lah. Like I would say, I have a love-hate relationship with my coach, lah. You know,
Yeah.
but yeah, the demand is very high from him, very, very high. When it's time to work, it's really like real business, and I
But
think that's how it should be, lah.
Can you
Yeah.
feel that you're improving with his coaching style?
100%. Like even just few training sessions, or when he's talking to you, you know, like with the coaching board and all, he's pointing out all the little details that I think will make you a better player. He's always wants the best for you, and I feel like I've learned so much from him. You know,
So you said he like applied like German like things into like the locker rooms and meetings.
Yeah.
Like what specifically?
like if you look at Malaysia players in general, I think one thing I can say is they have lack of knowledge about nutrition. As an athlete, you gotta eat well, right? Recover, and replenish everything. So he's been doing meetings about nutrition stuff, and I'm pretty sure maybe for 1 or 2 players, this is their first time hearing it at the age of like 20 something. So he knows his fact, and some of the things includes like, I mean, this is very normal, I guess, in every pro team. It's like you have to arrive 1 hour before the training starts. You know, I mean, a lot of things are normal in professional, but just the vibe around the dressing room now is different. The vibe, like players are always interacting. He's always smiling. Like, just everyone's just happy to go training. Like
creating like a family kind of
yeah,
environment,
family
right?
kind of like the kind of atmosphere, I guess.
Yeah.
The energy. Yeah.
Before we move on, I'd like to kind of promote a different podcast, and their podcast is Let's Get It podcast by BK and Ben over here. Yeah, so they're a Malaysian podcast just like us, and they basically talk about trending topics. They have a lot of guests on their show as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're also
I didn't have my. Actually, no, continue.
yeah. So go make sure you check them out. Their Instagram will be on our description box if you are watching on YouTube. Yeah, okay. Let's move on.
Yeah. Okay. This guy just grabbed the mic from me and just stared at it. What's your problem? Yeah. So yeah, moving on. So my question. So on pitch is like everyone's like quite aggressive, right? Like
Yeah.
everyone's like, no,
Yeah.
like I mean like in a game.
100%.
Yeah. And like everyone's like they want like kill each other lah. Like there's the killer mentality. And like has it ever gone to a point where like it blew over and you like actually gone into like a physical like altercation? Or have you seen something like that before?
Obviously, you say seen on TV, but like I would say right now, in my team nothing much. But there was just this one time in training session. So we have a foreigner from Nigeria. Actually, my good mate.
Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday. So we were having a sparring game. So basically, just playing among ourselves. Very intensive game. Everyone playing seriously. Obviously, right, you want to show the coach what you can do. So he was different team with me. So he played a true ball to his teammate. And basically, sparring game, we didn't have any linesman to see who's offside. So we just had a coach.
Yeah.
Right? So, because we were just playing among ourselves. So he played a true ball.
Wait, what's a true ball?
Basically, he played a pass behind the defenders.
Like you pass in front, then the guy runs to the ball.
Yeah.
It's not like a
Behind the
direct pass
defense.
to you.
Like go
Like you
through
pass
to
to the space.
Yeah.
Then the player run to the space and get the
Yeah,
ball. Okay? So, basically, do you know how offside works? You know, right?
Yeah, like the last guy is
Yeah.
behind the defender.
Okay, so I was the last guy. And then I was the last guy at the back. So I was different to him. So he passed one more to this guy far. I was here. And then the winger ran and he got the ball. I just shouted offside, offside. But it wasn't offside because I was standing very behind. So the coach also was like, there was a coach outside lah. So he blew the whistle, he was like offside. So and then he got so pissed. He was like, he shouted, he was like, no, Oswyn is not offside. And after that, I was like, nah. I was like, no, this guy was offside. So I just talked back to him lah.
You just cannot lose.
Yeah, and then after he was like, no, I saw you there. You can't do that. This is what happened when you're lazy and all. And then he said that. And then he kept, and then I was like, no, it was not offside. And then coach was like, just play on. Sometimes the referee made the mistake. And he keep going on me. He's like, Oswyn, you. And then he starts like, he's trying to like, you know, provoke me lah.
Like stir
And
shit up.
You know what I did? I just did that to him. But like, it happens lah. It's just the heat of the moment. But
Yeah.
after the game, we both just laughed it off, apologize.
Exactly.
And so that was the one thing lah.
Yeah, stuff like that just brings the.
You know,
your
sometimes it's like
relationship
when you
closer.
think about it, it's like, yes, he's 5 years older than me. I'm so young. I'm the youngest in the team. It looks disrespectful, but to be fair, if you get the banter, you know, then it's not a big deal. Because things will always happen in the pitch, but then outside the pitch, you guys gotta shake it off.
Yeah.
You know.
It builds like character also, right?
Yeah, it builds character.
Yeah.
Yes, it builds character. Kind of like the fighting spirit type. You know.
So whatever on the pitch, don't bring it off the pitch.
Yeah. Of course.
Hey, wait, I have a story, Loki.
So,
Loki, I was supposed to be a football star, you know.
Okay.
Loki, my dad wanted me to be a footballer.
Actually.
Yeah.
oh, he
I was-
wanted the Project Mbappe on.
Yeah, it was supposed to be Project Millennium, but yeah. So I was supposed to be a footballer.
That's why your hair like Mbappe a bit.
I know.
a bit lah.
Thanks, sir. Yeah. So basically, I was like 6. I started going football with him at 6. With him at 6.
Just kicking around for fun.
We go to like
Garden.
no, like a football field, like with a bunch of his friends. Like we play like a full man game. I was 6 lah. I don't know what I was doing there. And then I was playing. Then my dad asked me to sub off. Then I was playing with these like kids. And then I was playing. Then this one guy came over, like this like quite big guy. Then he like pointed at the kid and he started like shouting at the kid for no reason. And I was like, yo, what the hell, man? Then I like stood to the side a bit lah. Then he came, he grabbed the stick and he whacked him in the head, you know. I was like, then he chased him around the whole field. Then suddenly chase. Then he was coming closer. I was like standing at the side already, not on the pitch anymore, like on the cement here. And between the cement and the grass, there's like a longkang there, right? The guy was running towards me with the guy chasing him. He fucking fell in the longkang, you know. And then I looked at this whole thing and I was like, oh my god. And turns out I asked my dad what happened. Then it's like, that's the guy's dad. Then the dad hit the kid because the kid wasn't praying properly. He was just messing around.
Tough love, man.
Yeah.
That's tough.
And then I saw that and I was like,
So you quit football then?
I quit football. I hung up my
that's
cleats.
why-
No, was
ah.
it actually the reason?
Yeah, I got so scared to play football. I didn't want to go there anymore because I was scared of that guy. I scared that guy would chase me with a stick once.
So that's why when we play football, you still play like a 6-year-old.
You could have been the next Mbappe, man.
But you chose to.
Yeah, but you still get clapped in Fortnite. No?
Who got caught clapped in Fortnite?
1, 2, 3, all clap. All clap by me.
Alright, so let's jump back to Oswyn. I want to ask you about your childhood. What kind of made you start football?
I don't know. It's just kind of like hobby, then turn into a passion. You know, like what Million did, kicking in the garden, a football field. Yeah, but mine was specifically the first time I kicked a ball was in the porch, so a car porch.
Oh,
You know, just outside your doorstep.
Oh.
So we used to break the gates. So me and my brother used to practice shooting there. So the gates, you know, the two gates where you open your porch.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So my brother would stand there, I would stand here, and I'll shoot, and then we aim for the sides. So we always whack on the door. So sometimes, so this is the thing. So my dad will be inside. So sometimes when you hit the gate, it gets lucky. Sometimes it gets so loud, it bang. Or sometimes when you hit those spots, those street spots, you'll be like, ding. It's like, it'll be loud. So we always aim for those spots. Like
So
my
you know
brother-
that's a good hit, lah.
good hit.
Yeah.
'Cause then it wouldn't hit. Because sometimes when you hit the gate, you'll be like, you know, those big.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was my first core memory of people. Then just kicking in the garden and stuff. Like, I think from a young age, if you ask me any of the, you know, those childhood TV shows or I don't really know much.
Oh.
Like from when I was 10, 11, 12, never watched cartoon. Never. The only cartoon I watched was Super Strikers and
yeah.
Phineas and Ferb. Other than that, I never watched any cartoon.
Ben
When I was
10 also.
10, 11, 12, I turned on the TV, I started watching football.
No.
So that was like, I knew my love for football was incredible. Like, you know, it was immense. So then obviously my dad sent me to club and then you train and all. Then you realize that my dad was like, yo, you have potential and like, you start to pursue it. But yeah.
Your brother plays football now also. You say you played with your brother last time.
Oh yeah, so basically it was at 18 where he had to make a decision to continue study or play football. So obviously I feel like my brother had the same talent as me, but he didn't had that same amount of passion lah. But my dad gave me and my brother like he devoted his time like equally to me and my brother. So he sacrificed a lot of his time for my elder brother also. Then my elder brother decided that he wants to like study and stuff. So he did A levels. He went to some boarding college, and then he's abroad now. So my
You
dad
got
obviously
joined, like club or something there.
no, just play socially. But then he was full swing on study.
Ah.
So for me, it was like I had the choice also. So obviously my dad wouldn't force me to play football, but he really supported me playing football. But thank God, I had the love for the game lah. You know,
Yeah.
there was no point in my dad forcing my brother to play, right? If he doesn't love it,
Yeah.
you're not gonna do well if you're
Yeah.
not enjoying.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That's true.
Your dad like football?
yeah. So my dad also, when he was young, he had the dream to play football, like wanted to play pro football. But then last time when he used to go for selection and all, the coaches already have like a list of the players that he wants to take. So although my dad, no matter how crazy he plays, they'll never take him.
Okay.
So he always reminds me that like how fortunate I am lah.
Yeah.
So apparently my dad, because I never see the video. Apparently my uncle and all, my dad friend told me that when my dad was like 15, he played for school. He dribbled the whole team, 10 players, and scored a goal. And that game he scored a hat-trick, and he was on newspaper. But until today, I've never said anything to my dad about it, but he's always brag about it. It's like, sometimes in the car after the game, let's say I score a goal, and then he suddenly tells me like, oh, but you never dribble 11 people to score a goal. Yeah, but to be fair, I mean, you gotta have the proof, right?
True.
Yeah.
Need to find that
No, but
newspaper.
I believe lah. I actually honestly believe my dad because he wasn't the one that told me first. It was my uncle and stuff. So obviously, yeah. I mean, I watched my dad play. I played with him before, like socially. He's not bad, but his age is catching up. He is a bit like, his passes, like, because you know how we are young. So every time if I play with my dad will be like, "Oh, you got to run and stuff." So there was this one time I played with my dad. He got the ball. There was one guy pressuring him, and he passed the ball to me, but it was like all over there, and he went out. He scolded me for not running there. So basically, right? Okay, let's say my dad was there. There was one guy pressuring him from the side. So I was here, right? We were just like 5 meters apart. So I was like, ball, because there was one guy pressing. He passed the ball there. He scolded me for not running there when I was here, and it was 5 meters. How you expecting me to chase there? So that's like. And then after, I remember him telling me like, "Oh, you're lazy, you don't chase the ball and stuff." But so jokes lah.
You guys just like, where do you guys play like socially, like just among friends?
Socially, yeah, like my dad had veteran team and all. So I think
Oh.
one of the way that I built up my confidence was my dad used to, when I was 13, 14, my dad bring me to a lot of his games. I was playing with the 30-year-old, 40-year-old guys. So players that have experience. Although some of them might not play at a very high level before, but all these players have been playing football for a long time. So that's where you build your confidence. Because obviously when you're playing with guys older, and then,
True also.
you can build out your confidence.
I
So.
play basketball with like uncle, auntie. They know all the strategies.
Yeah.
Why this guy laughing at me, uncle, auntie?
You play with auntie, Which auntie you play with?
Bro, there's auntie is good at shooting and stuff.
Auntie sounds like you you ankle break a 60-year-old.
Okay, maybe not auntie lah, but like uncle, okay lah. Maybe.
I want to know like got difference like now you play in Bera and like last time you play with your other club. Like is it like
It's stupid. I already asked the question, bro.
but
Before the club before was a youth team. Now he's in a pro team.
what's the
like
name
senior
again?
team.
The club.
PJ City.
Yeah, that one.
Hey, PJ City bankrupt.
Not bankrupt lah. It was just like, don't know lah. Like, I thought I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Okay.
You're talking like
Sorry. Not to say bankrupt. Honestly, I don't know what really happened also. But apparently, now, like that time, the last time I heard about it was that that the club was shutting down. But recently, there's news going around that some owner took over already. So PJ City is still around. And then they have a new coach, new management, and I think apparently they're doing some close trials. So most likely it'll be around lah.
Malaysian clubs, they switch around things a lot.
Switch around things a lot. In Europe, you have players signing contract up to 3-4 years. Malaysia is always 1 year. So the risky part in Malaysian football is like the industry is so unstable. It could be that you're a good player, you sign 1 year, but that year you do badly, and then the next year you have no team.
Is it a law thing or what? Just the clubs, every club's just the one to sign contract more than 1 year.
I don't know. I think one thing also in Malaysia is like, how you say the transfer. How you say the transfer market
Oh yeah.
is not so like. It's not so.
Abundant. Not many players.
I guess you can say about as in like, let's put it this way, like you won't see. It's so rare that let's say Selangor wants this player from Kuala Lumpur, so he pay us 10 million to Kuala Lumpur to get this player. That one you see all around Europe, right?
Yeah.
Like players paying this amount. Like let's say PSG paid Barcelona,
Mm.
how many million to get Neymar to come to PSG, that type of thing. In
Yeah.
Malaysia is no. In Malaysia is always like, okay, this they will ask this player does your contract ends. So let's say he say my contract ends end of next year, November 2023. So this card will be like, oh, are you interested to play for us after your contract ends? So once your contract ends, you're free. What
Yeah, free
if the
agent.
club wants to renew your contract? It's all up to you.
Mm.
Let's say the club was like, okay, you're a good player, you start every game, you're a key player. We wanna renew your contract. So your contract ends already. Let's say this player is with Kuala Lumpur, right? So he said, okay, I'm gonna give you 2 years contract with XXX amount this month. But then this guy was like, and this guy would think, oh, I'm a good player. Selangor wants me also. I'm free to go anywhere I want. And then let's say Selangor pays double of what Kuala Lumpur pays. So the player is like, okay, I'm gonna try a different club. I want different experience. I go to Selangor.
Dang. Also,
So
it's-
there's the transfer is always like on players that are free agent. So they are dealing it behind the back door. So you won't see a lot clubs buying this player. It's not like in Europe lah. We don't really. That's why I say it's really unstable lah. And so every season it's like you have to perform to your best. So you never know. And not to put anyone down, but a lot of these players in Malaysia have no education background. None. Like a lot of them come from kampungs and all. And obviously I respect that football is their way out of life, but then you have players who have no education background, come from not so privileged family, underprivileged. They're playing football out of life, and then let's say they're 22, they have a crazy injury, their career, boom, just like that. They have no education, so that's so these are the risks.
Damn, so
So
risky.
it's
It's very very
football
risky.
or nothing for them.
I mean, even in Europe, you have all these players like, let's say Arsenal or Manchester United. Like I heard stories in the UK. There's so many crazy players, so good.
Yeah.
When you're 14, 15, 16, 17, you may be an academy, but one day when you're 18, the club can be like, oh, you're not good enough to progress to, let's say, the higher up team, like under 21 or anything. We're gonna release you. So can you imagine you stay in the Arsenal academy? You know Arsenal, you guys know, right?
Yeah.
Million, do you know?
A gunner, right?
Yeah, Ghana.
Gunners.
or any academies lah. Then because I heard that in the UK, about how 1 million kids play football, only 1% made it. 1%.
I mean, you can already tell by watching like the Simon charity matches. All these they're just YouTubers, but they know how to play already. And most of the people that know how to play are British.
Did you watch
in
the game?
charity match?
The charity.
A bit here, I was it on and off lah, but
Like my mama told me, like can play basketball, but I need to study also.
Yeah.
Just in case, like if I don't make it pro, then like I still got to study.
yeah. I think that was the mindset I had. No, that's definitely the mindset I have. Like,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But this guy is laughing at us.
No, I'm not. I'm laughing at you, not
No,
him.
no.
See, he already had a really good football background. Look at you, bro. What are you doing? You're playing in your condo, bro.
You're playing with auntie and uncle.
bro, that's violation, bro. No, but Ian, do you actually you had love for basketball
Yeah, I still do. I still
from
do.
young lah?
Yeah, I know
But-
lah. Like grade 8, something
But
like
now
that.
you're just like more like play for fun lah.
Yeah lah. More focus on study.
Fair.
Don't look at me.
Auntie, uncle.
But it's so sad, right? Like you think about it, all these players,
Yeah.
like in the UK, you spend 5 years in the academy, and then one day you're 18, they tell you that you're not good enough to make it up.
Yeah.
I watched videos, bro. Like apparently there was this guy, he came from the UK hood lah. So hood is usually like from South London place. He was very very good player, but had an injury, and also the club released him.
Damn.
So, cause bro, I think about it, having the dream to play professional football in the UK, that's crazy. You guys know how much they earn, no?
Yeah.
You all know, right?
Of course.
And like, so this guy, the club told him he released, and then the next day he suicide. Cause
Oh wait, I think I've seen it also.
there was some case lah. There's actually a lot of case where players just suicide like young players, 16, 17, so good
Yeah.
players, but then the club just tell them, okay, I mean, you can't blame the club, right? How many young players they have and
Yeah.
all.
Mhm.
So players suicide because this is their life,
Yeah.
this or nothing.
Yeah, I mean, like being an athlete, you have to, from young, you have to sacrifice
Yeah.
everything. And
You have to
just
if you
focus.
don't put in everything, you don't end up becoming a footballer, but you put all your time into it, and you don't end up. It doesn't actually become your career. That's where it gets so like
Yeah.
depressing,
Yeah.
and because for all these players, like, it's the only thing they think of.
Yeah.
From dusk till dawn, football, football, football. They can't live without it.
Mhm. Yeah.
You experienced this once, right? With Selangor when you like the coach changed and
Oh
then they
yeah,
had
yeah.
to release.
Like when I was 16, basically, but I wasn't so worried because I was still young age.
Oh.
Like,
that's true.
The coach just told me that I wasn't good enough and all. But then, like every coach just has their opinions. It's so normal for a coach to say that you're not good enough, but then you just gotta find another place that's good for you, that will appreciate you.
Oh, so you
And
went
you
that.
keep on going lah. Like you can't let that put you down.
Ah.
Man. You can use that as motivation, I guess. You get what I mean?
So you had the right mind.
Yeah.
That's good.
Guys, I low key like lah. I still want to go pro lah.
Bro, I support you, bro.
I hope you can do
I
it. Right?
support you
Thanks,
also.
guys. No, at least like state player lah, Malaysia state player, something like that. Lah. Or like
but it's
club
basketball.
lah.
Basketball in Malaysia is not so active,
It's
right?
not
Yeah.
major.
Nah.
Maba lah. It's Maba, right? It's called
yeah,
Maba,
yeah,
right?
But
Alright.
okay lah.
I think we're gonna have to slowly wrap up the first part of the podcast.
Yeah, so let's have some closing remarks. So, what's if you could say, because you're talking to the world right now, this world we have worldwide
We have
reach,
8 billion subscribers right now.
closing to 9 billion now. So, if
I'm
you have,
nervous, bro.
you have to be, bro. And then, so what are some like tips you can give to youngsters out there that are looking to be in football or in anything at all, any sport? Like, what's one tip you can give to them?
When you're young, I mean, balance is key. Don't get me wrong.
Look into that camera.
Okay. I mean, balance is key lah. But like, actually put all your heart into football. Train hard, work hard. Always do extra yourself. Whether it's running, anything, just get out there, get the ball, do anything you can do to improve your game. And like, once you get there, don't get complacent and keep working. Like, but as long as you want to get that first pro contract, keep on working and it will come. Like, I used to talk to myself, when will it come, when will it come? It's like, you just always have, sometimes when you're training yourself, like, that you have all these thoughts in your head. It's like, am I actually going to make it pro? Am I good enough? Self-doubts, right? You question yourself, and then, but it's all normal lah. It's how you get out from it. Keep working, and then you guys will live the best time of your life.
But
Like once
study also lah.
yeah, I mean, go with study, but then, once you have the decision to make, you discuss with your parents and see what's best for you. If your parents can support you, especially financially also, and stuff like that. Like, but just work, and then you live your best life. I would say this next 15 years, if everything goes well, will be the best time of my life as a professional footballer.
Say that to yourself too 15 years later, bro.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
15 years later, we do another podcast,
Yeah.
and then you talk to your own self.
Right, that's kind of sad.
Alright, so
Hey, wait, I want to ask one question. So right, the club I was in, my coach told me professional footballers run 10 km, at least 10 km a day. Is that true?
10K a month.
10 km kilometers
a
every
match?
day. Every day. No, in training.
Run as in like, with the not just running like jogging, right?
No,
Is-
just everything.
Like the distance you're covering
Yeah.
when you're training. Depends on how. It depends on the load of the training.
Oh.
If let's say your coach can be telling you that, okay guys, I'm gonna train 3 hours, so obviously you're gonna end up having 10 kilometers on the pitch. But then if the 3 hours is all like shit quality, shit training. You're doing shit drills, shit coaching points. What's the point?
Yeah.
True.
For 3 hours. Rather, if let's say you train half of 3 hours, 1.5 hour, you cover only 5 kilometers, but you're training top quality, good coaching points. You're doing everything at a high intensity. So which one is better? Which one you gotta get more out of it?
The 5K.
Yeah. So I mean, generally, in a game or in a football game of 90 minutes, a player will cover about 10, 11 kilometers, 12 kilometers. But that also counts with what position you're playing. Obviously, if you're midfield, you're running up and down, then the distance you're going to cover is more. If you're a keeper, you're not going to cover 10 kilometers, you know? Yeah, but
You saw your training or like?
in the training, it's like you have to wear the catapult. So we have the vest. So that one can calculate the distance you covered, how many sprints you make, your heart rate, your heat map.
You guys wear the GPS?
Yeah, the GPS.
Eh?
Yeah. So it's catapult. So
Wow.
I would say average training sessions, maybe 1.5 hour, you cover about 5 kilometers, 6 kilometers. It's not too bad. But then it comes also what type of training you're doing. If you're obviously doing more running, then you're more.
Are there days like you do just fitness only?
Obviously, yes. You have days where you just run. And that's the most boring. But
How do you keep the mentality of just keep running?
obviously, honestly, I hate running. But you know, sometimes you just tell yourself, you're just gonna run for half an hour. You have 24 hours in a day. Just suck it out, run, then you're over it. Yeah,
So you do like sprints and all that.
yeah, sprints. So depends on what the coach want to work on, right? So, but yeah, you get my point now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're gonna go on to part 2 now.
Yeah.
So Austin, you choose a song, then you sing the song, and then we'll cut the video.
Can
That's
be a rap
our
song as
that's
well.
our tradition, like
Yeah, that's our
outro.
tradition.
Can we sing together?
What?
I must sing alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do it. Don't do
We're
it.
gonna
Don't do
slowly
me dirty,
leave.
Thank you,
bro.
Oswyn. It was a good episode.
Thank you,
Right.
bro.
We're not ending until you sing it.
Sing the song, bro.
What
Go
the
ahead. To the
hell?
camera, yeah.
Are you guys serious? Are you guys? Okay, I just have to sing like 3 lines, right? Okay, give me a song. I only know the World Cup. So I sing 3 times, That's it, World Cup, World Cup, World Cup.
Alright, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment down below what you guys want to see next. Thank you, Oswyn, for the episode.
I had a great time, and subscribe and like Uncle's podcast and follow them on Instagram as well.
Yes.
Yep.
See you guys. Ciao.
Ciao.